Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you today barefaced because we are going to do a Chatty Get Ready With Me, and this is going to be my Q&A for hitting 500 subscribers the other week, and now we're over 600 and I'm so grateful for you guys. I am preparing already. I've started buying for my 1K giveaway. I want to make it really good. So let me know the products down below that you would be interested in me picking up for that giveaway. I got a surprising amount of very difficult questions, so I'm not going to stall and ramble too much. I won't be talking much about what I'm doing except for my eye makeup because that was a question. Everything else will be listed and linked below. Starting over on Twitter for questions, because I had 2 people ask questions over on Twitter. I will be trying a few of the products that I hauled in my recent VIB sale haul, which I can link up here if you missed it. So first question is from Sarah. Me and her have become pretty good friends here on YouTube. She is who I am collabing with for the whole collection, Project Pan. She has a lot of amazing panning videos. Anyways, she said, trying to think of unique questions. Okay, here I go. If you had to pick one book to recommend to anyone, what would it be? And she has a few more questions, but I need to think about this one. Not loving the sprayer on that. Okay, I can't pick just one, so I am going to pick 2, both of which are fiction. The first is an adult contemporary book, like an adult romance kind of book, and I just read this the other month and I loved it, and it is Roomies by Christina Lauren. It's set in New York and it's very music themed, like it's about Broadway and Juilliard. I really loved that book. It was steamy and fun, and it wasn't a very long read, so I really thoroughly enjoyed that book. And the second one, this is so hard for me. So I really love, that was Max leaving. I really love fantasy, and I've been getting more and more into adult fantasy. Now, if you're not into fantasy but want to get in it, I would recommend the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab. It has like kind of like Harry Potter vibes, but not really. So I would recommend that one. But the one that I had in mind originally, like if you actually like really love fantasy, this foundation doesn't match me all that great, but I'm testing it out, so we're gonna suffer through together. The one I had in mind originally was Nevernight by J. Kristoff, but that is super action-packed and intense. There are definitely some like brutal scenes. I can totally see how Nevernight would not be for everyone, but for me personally, I really, really loved it. And then she asked, what is a random fact none of your viewers know about you? That is just something random. I feel like, so in university when you have to, like it's the beginning of the semester and a professor like makes you introduce yourself with a random fact, so many people said, oh, I never broke a bone. And I have broken a wrist, I've broken an ankle. Both of those were horse riding related accidents, which I could, I don't know, maybe expand on in a different video if you wanted to know more. And I also had my jaw broken and moved after I had braces and stuff. So I have metal plates in my jaw on both sides of top and bottom, and they also like cut off my chin basically and plated it in a little bit differently, so I actually have a chin, because once they moved my jaw I really didn't. And you can like feel I'm not going to push into it now that I just did my foundation, but you can feel the plates in my face. Is that weird enough for you, Sarah? And thirdly, she asked, who are your favorite YouTubers, big channels and small? Okay, my favorite bigger channels are Kathleen Lights, Samantha March. I'm just gonna stick with those. Those are like probably top 2. Smaller channels, you, Sarah, I got you, girl. And I've been loving, sorry, random. I said I wasn't going to talk about the products I'm using, but I've been really loving the ColourPop foundation. I know a lot of people didn't, but I lost my train of thought. I follow so many smaller channels, especially since coming in to the panning community. Some of my favorites are Sarah. I love Paula's channel. A beauty guru made me do it. Rebecca Morgan, Alexi, and then of course my friends. So Shannon Shaw, beauty. I think, is she Shannon Whittier on YouTube? I can't remember. Jamie, Makeup by Mariella. Oh my gosh, there are so many. Like, how could I possibly choose? Jessica Lee. Wow. I'm totally having a brain fart. I'm going to pull up my YouTube. That is probably easier. It's just Steph. Duh. I pretty much watch her videos as soon as they're uploaded. I have my notification bell turned on. Jocelyn Claire. I'm aborting mission. Okay, that question's too hard. Sarah, why'd you gotta do that to me? Okay, second lady that asked me a question on Twitter is Tatiana, who is Little Book Fool, and she has a booktube channel, and me and her like follow each other. I don't know if everyone knows this, I have a second channel where I do like vlogs, mommy stuff, cleaning stuff, book stuff, all of that. So Tatiana and I talk over there, but she asked, how do you manage reading, YouTube, now your job, when you have your kids and family to look after? I feel like I'm not managing it well. So I have my 2 YouTube channels, and in February I started my own business. I decided I wanted to work from home, and I really don't like the whole MLM situation. I wanted my own business, like something that was mine. As much as you can say like, oh, my unique thing is my own business. Sorry, that was really sassy. It's not. Unique is not your company. You can't control people's views of it in that way. Anyways, I wanted something of my own. I have a finance degree. I'm highly organized. I have a lot of experience with social media and computer stuff. Like, I can do a lot from my home. So I decided to be a virtual assistant, and recently, like basically over the last week, my business has like blown up, which is great, and I'm going to be making quite a bit of money from home. But I feel like I'm not managing my time and stuff as well as I could be. And then I'm home with Wyatt, so he is my main priority through the day, every day. And it's a lot. Time management is definitely like number 1. I need to know what needs to be done, when, what needs to be posted, when, who I need to email this day, and about what. I keep a planner. I'm very meticulous in that way. And I'm still figuring it out. I do a lot of work in the evenings, which I don't want to have to do all the time. Once I'm making a little bit more money, I'm planning to put Wyatt in like a preschool, maybe 2 days a week, something like that, so I can have more time. But time management is definitely key. And she also asked if there's something I regret doing or not doing up until now. And I don't know if she means just like in life. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, I don't regret anything because it makes you who you are. I think it's the concealer that is being so creasy, or maybe I'm just really freaking tired. But I don't know. I feel like I regret a lot. I have a lot of anxiety and stuff, so I overthink everything, even years later. Like, I will have a thought of something I said to someone in high school, or I don't know, things like that, and there's always things that you kind of feel that you wish you did a little differently. And I don't know, it could be something you said to your mom in a fit of anger, or a boy you dated in school. I don't know. There's a lot I regret in my life, I think. If we're talking about YouTube specifically and time management, I regret not putting in the effort when I first started, because now you look at my channel and I was doing it just for fun, which there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm still doing it just for fun, but I just post videos here and there. And now when I say like, oh yeah, I've been doing YouTube for over 3 years and I only have 600 subscribers over here, people, I don't know, I feel like that looks kind of negative in some ways too. So I wish I just would have taken it seriously from the start, and who knows where I could have been by now, but there's nothing I can do about that now. But thank you for your questions. And I'm now going to hop over to Instagram, but first I'm going to pop on my brows and then I'll come right back. Okay, brows are on. Not my best work, but here we are. A little zoomed in. Sorry if my face scared you being this close. Okay, need my mirror. So like I said, I'm going over to Instagram. I posted a photo on there 2 weeks ago when I did hit 500 subscribers. So I'm gonna go over there and see. Okay, Lady Panslot says, congrats. For the Q&A, I'm curious, what attracted you to the panning community in the first place? I was realizing after a few years in the like accumulation phase, when you first start watching beauty videos and there's favorites and they're always trying new things, that I was never like using up anything except for like mascara. Like, I was never using up a powder. I had never hit pan on anything until since I started panning. But organic use, I didn't hit pan on literally anything since high school, when I had like, you know, 2 eyeshadow quads that I used. And I think, yeah, it was Lisa Stevens who introduced me to panning like at all. She's not a panning channel, but she does the occasional project pan. And through watching her, I think I watched that for like a full year before I even like searched for it or noticed that it was like a thing. Like, I just thought, oh yeah, a few people do this, but there are actual like channels dedicated to panning, and I didn't know that until later last year, I would say. So I did my 18 in 2018 project pan, and that's just because of Lisa Stevens, I'm pretty sure, because she did one like a year-long project pan every single year. But once I realized that there was a panning community, I was all in. I was watching all of the videos. It still took me a little bit of time to really like truly jump on the bandwagon. But just there's something so weirdly satisfying about watching someone else finish something, especially when you don't do that on your own. I found it fascinating and wanted to join in. And when I finally had that realization that, you know what, I'm never hitting pan on anything, I want to see how hard it is, then I kind of dove in with my first project pan, and it's just continued to grow from there. I now have 5 projects on the go. And she also asked if I think I will always want to be a panner even if you reach what you feel would be an ideal collection for you. So I'm not panning necessarily because I feel like my spending or my collection has gotten out of control. I definitely have a bigger collection than any like normal person needs. And sometimes I do feel overwhelmed by my collection, but that was not my main focus. My main focus now in panning is getting rid of the products, getting through the products, not getting rid of, that are really old. I feel really uncomfortable with the knowledge that things are going to expire before I get to them. But also, I am transitioning to cruelty-free beauty, and my money is spent. Like, the monetary support has already gone to the company. It would be just wasteful and harmful to the planet to just put that in a landfill. So my main motivation now is to work through those products that are not cruelty-free. And I think even after I get through all of those products, I will continue to pan, maybe not at the rate that I'm panning now. Like, I'm really pushing and not buying right now, like really pushing on my panning goals, but I think I always will because it's fun and my makeup is going to continue to age. I'm not panning to get down to a point where I have just a handful of lipsticks and maybe 5 palettes or something like that. But yeah, I think I'm going to continue to pan. I like ramble so much. Laura asked if you had to only use one palette until it was completely panned, what would it be? Wow, I forgot that this question was here. Only use one palette until it was completely panned? I don't think I could do that. If I had a palette like the original, not the original, but like the main Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, I think I would pick something like that. Something that has warm and cool tones, neutrals and colors, but I don't have a palette like that in my collection. I have like colors and I have neutrals. So maybe if I could like buddy up a palette, I could do something like that. Now I'm really trying to think. It would have to be something I could use all year long, that I liked all of the shades, that would give me enough variety, that I wouldn't get completely bored. I think that is an impossible question, Laura. I'm gonna go for a cop-out and choose Modern Renaissance. I know a lot of people pan that. I know it's not like super difficult to pan. It's not like a Too Faced palette or anything where the eyeshadows are super densely packed. They're pretty powdery. I feel like I could get through it in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm going to choose the Modern Renaissance because that's the main one I can think of that I personally own. Okay, I had a question on YouTube, which I'm going to jump over to that now because that is why I am doing this eye look. So this comes from Courtney Temple. She asked, what pointers can I share for getting the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palettes pop shade, the one I'm panning in my whole collection project pan, to stick to my lids? I always avoid that shade because it's such a chunky mess. girl, it is a chunky mess. And this is why I'm doing this eye look today. I had a ton of compliments on this eye look in my makeup rehab and VIB sale haul. So I'm going to recreate that, and that includes having pop all over the lid. So first you need a super tiny flat shader brush situation. This is the number 9 from the Rose Quartz collection from BH. Another similar one is like this one from Alamar. This came in the Ojitos trio. Was that what this was called? With like this big brush and another one. Anyways, something that is tiny, like you can see how small this brush is, and it is also super flat. And I take a glitter primer, so I have this one from e.l.f. and I'm basically going to do like a faux cut crease. So I take a tiny bit of the glitter glue on one side of the brush. I'm going to lean in, hopefully, oh, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to lay this on in a very thin and precise layer on my eye. And then keeping my eye closed because I don't want my eyelid to stick together or for that to crease. On the other side of the same brush, I'm going to take Pop, which is here, and it's so chunky, it is such a mess. I'm going to pick up a tiny bit and keep trying to see if I'm in frame. I do pressing motions. And this is going to be a super thin layer. Like you can see, it's kind of balling up and chunking up on me because this shade is a nightmare to pan. And doing this, I don't even have any fallout yet on my face. I say yet because it is bound to happen. And I try not to bring it up in my crease, but I have oily eyelids, and even though I primed, I'm going to end up with glitter up to my crease. It's just inevitable. And that is how it looks now. We'll go back and blend with the pink after, but that is how, back up a little bit, scooch down a little. That is how I have been using the Pop shade in the Gwen Stefani palette, and you can see I have a really good dip happening in here. Alright, so I finished up my eyes and zoomed you guys back over there. I want to finally dip into this CoverFX palette today. I have tried the highlighters. They're a little deep for me. I need to mix them with the brightener shade in order to get them to work for me. Here's what it looks like, but I want to try the bronzer and the blush today. My husband asked a very inappropriate question on my Q&A and my Instagram stories, sir. Okay, Rachel asked, what is the most difficult part of having a YouTube channel and how do you overcome it? You guys are killing me with these super hard questions. I was hoping I'd get questions like, what is your favorite color? Okay, here we go with this bronzer. For me, the biggest challenge with YouTube is like jealousy and comparing yourself. So as I mentioned, I have been doing YouTube for over 3 years, and many people have been doing this for a much shorter amount of time and have way more subscribers than I do. Now, as much as it's not a number game and it doesn't matter, some days it gets to you. You feel insecure and inadequate, and I definitely struggle with that. I'm really liking this bronzer. I know this isn't really a first impressions, but here we go. And I have definitely struggled with that, and to overcome it, I always just need to take a step back. I need to realize that social media is not so much as who is more talented or more interesting or has a better personality, who is more likable. If we can see who the top most popular beauty channels are, they are the most controversial. And I don't want to be that. It's luck. Most of the time it's luck. It takes hard work, but also luck. And spamming also works. And I don't want to do that. So once you truly look at like what it takes to be successful on YouTube, sometimes you feel a lot better about what you have done. If you have your integrity intact, and you can always have that to fall back on, and it instantly makes me feel better. Especially when I was a lot smaller. I don't get it as much now. Like, I'm talking like 100 subscribers. I would get a lot of sub for sub. I have a channel too, and this and that. And then you'd go over there. I would be curious, and they would have 2,000-3,000 subscribers. And you click on one of their videos, all of the comments were, "Thanks for commenting on my video. I hope you'll subscribe to me, sub for sub. I have a channel too." Those are the only comments on their videos. I don't want that. I love having actual conversations with you guys in my comment section. When I ask a question and you guys answer it in the comments, or you put in your 2 cents. I love that. So that is how I get over my insecurities, basically, is I realize I still have my integrity. That's not to say that people who are bigger than me and put in less effort potentially aren't honest people. That is where I feel like the luck part comes in. Maybe they have a bigger Instagram and they went over. Like, there are so many factors that you need to consider, and if you just put your nose to the ground and continue to work hard, then I believe it will happen for you too. Another challenge that I have with doing YouTube is time management, which I touched on earlier. Obviously, YouTube is not my full-time gig. I am a full-time stay-at-home mom, and I have my own business. And so I work from home, and finding the time to film is only on nap times, and I can't film during nap times every single day, because when am I going to get the rest of my work done? Now, I try to film a couple times through the week in the daytime, even if I have work to do, because I don't have any artificial lighting. I keep adding this blush because it's so pretty. I don't have a ring light or anything right now, so my thinking is I can film while it's light outside and then just put it away, get the rest of my work done during nap time, like for my clients, and then I can edit at night, or I can finish work at night. Like, I can only film during the daytime. So that is what I've been doing. And I also know what videos I'm filming. Like, I never have, a sunny day, quiet nap time, not too busy, sit, be like, oh, I should film a video. I have no idea what to film today. I have hundreds of video ideas in an Excel spreadsheet, I plan my videos a month in advance. I post 3 times a week, so I know what I'm posting on what days for the most part. I'm not too strict on myself because I do have my own business, that sometimes I just need to put that first, obviously. Like I'm not going to sit here and film a video and miss a deadline for one of my clients. But time management is definitely a huge thing. Okay, I am loving this highlighter. And I also want to try this finishing powder. I know it has glitter in it and I don't really understand that, but there's definitely glitter in that finishing powder, and I have oily skin and now I just feel kind of like a disco ball. That was a bad life choice. I don't know why I'm so scared to try this. I've been putting it off. Okay. It smells a little weird. Has nobody mentioned that to me? Or have I just not been paying attention? It felt really nice though. I always just like going over with my beauty sponge after every few steps to just make sure everything's nice and blended. I am feeling very, very glowy. Okay, so those were all of the questions I got. Thank you guys so much for even... Why am I talking and trying to line my lips? Thank you guys so much for asking me questions for my first Q&A. I had a lot of fun doing this. I feel like I didn't answer all the questions as well as maybe I had planned out in my head because I was so focused on also doing my makeup. So maybe next time I wouldn't do it in a get ready with me style. I'm going to try out this Revlon moisture stain that I got in my whole collection project pan. I know it looks really berry, which doesn't really go with my eye look, but once the stain kind of takes effect, I think it's going to be really pretty. This is not how I remembered it being. Okay, I'm going to leave this on, sorry, for a few minutes and see what this looks like afterwards. It is a stain, so... Okay, now that my makeup is done, I wanted to just talk to you guys for a few minutes and thank you for asking me questions. Thank you for over 600 subscribers. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am planning a 1K giveaway. I already have a couple of things, but I want to know what you are like super excited for, what you'd really like to see in a giveaway. I wish I would have maybe written down my answers or something to some of these questions because I feel like I cut a lot of them really short. Like Tatiana's question about like how I balance everything, because there's definitely a lot that goes into everything I do. And maybe that can be like a topic on its own, truly. But that is everything. I'm going to stop talking your ear off. Leave me any video requests down below as well. I do have, you know, a lot of video ideas, but if there's something you really want to see from me, I would love to do that for you. If you have any other questions, I can definitely answer those in the comments below, or if you want me to expand on something because I rushed through a lot of these questions, let me know that too. That's it for me today. I will see you in my next video. Bye!